We're gonna do the 2019 Gear Year in Review. This is a tradition on this channel. I do it every year, one by one, each video I did for this year, and tell you how it ended up. Do I still feel the same way I did when I did the video? Did something happen since the video? Is there any information after reading comments that I think you guys would be interested to know? These videos have been very fun for me doing each year, and I hope you're excited to start this one. So let's get into it. So starting on the first product of the year that I talked about was the Addario fret polishing system, and I was really pleasantly pleased. I think for the average hobbyist guy, it was really cool. I did a sharpen my axe in Germany, and we used them on a guitar, and they did fantastic, and so I was really impressed. So I'm going to say I'm still good with that, still like them. The next video I did was the Godin A6, and that video was funny because I did that video about a year after I bought that guitar. I had bought it and never reviewed it. So do I still have the guitar? Do I still love it? Actually, I really do like the guitar. But what happened was I went to lunch with one of my buddies, and he said, I really like that video. I like that guitar. If you ever sell it, I'd like to buy it. And at that moment, I had something in my sights. I had a guitar I really wanted. And as much as I like the A6, I was really not using it. And so I sold it to him. I don't regret selling it to him because the guitar I got was this Taylor that I really wanted. And I just kind of felt like the Taylor would be a better choice for me. The next thing I did was the Marshall JCM 800. And I did that video comparing it against my Silver Jubilee. There was a lot of things I liked about the 800 over the Silver Jubilee. But overall, what ended up happening was, and just to be clear, I was debating which one to keep, and then somebody said, well, what do you like better, your Runt or the Silver Jubilee or the 800? And the reality was I like the Friedman Runt better than those two. And I decided to get rid of the 800, and I got another Friedman, which I'll talk about in a minute. So then I did the Solar review. That guitar was really cool. Ola sent it to me as a gift, and so I did the video, the unboxing. I still love it. I still have it. I talk about modding it with pickups, but the reality is I like the guitar as it sits, and I have no intention now to mod it. And I'd say I play at least 2-3 times a week, and I really like it. It still holds true with me. The next product I reviewed was the Tonewood amp. That was the amp that sticks on the back of an acoustic and reverberates the acoustic and makes it have reverb and stuff. I love the product. It was great. In fact, what happened was I loved it so much, and I love the sound of it so much, that I gave it to my buddy Matt, who has done videos on this channel. I'll put a link right now, or you can show you some video of him. He's a phenomenal guitar player, far superior to me in every way, and he really likes acoustics, and he really loved that thing. And it was one of those things, like I had to decide, do I want to keep that thing here in my studio and maybe use it time to time, or give it to someone who can use it every day? So I gave it to him, and he loves it. He still loves it. He still has it. And maybe I'll get another one, I don't know, but I will tell you, I still hold true with I love it. The next thing I reviewed was the Orangewood acoustic guitar, and that was a funny one because that was the second Orangewood I had done, and that was a more expensive Orangewood acoustic, and it was a fantastic guitar. And I can tell you, I've now done 3 Orangewood acoustic guitar videos, and the first 2 I donated to Guitars for Vets, and I don't regret that at all, because I really like the Orangewood acoustics, and I've gotten a third one, and I think I like it the best of the 3, although I like the other 2 a lot too. I just really like it, and I kind of feel like I've donated 2 guitars, so maybe it's time to keep one. Next, I reviewed the Zither Stands. Speaking of which, that's right here. You can't see. These are Zither Stands. I bought 2 of these from Chicago Music Exchange, and I decided to do a video called Can I Knock My Guitar Over? And love the Zither Stands, absolutely. As you guys know, I only use string swing stands, so that's it. I've always been that way. All my guitars hanging right now are string swing. I only use string swing. There's a 1,000 reasons why, but the main reason is I'm just a loyal customer because they, all of the guitars that I love have been safely seated into a string swing for 20 years. No exaggeration. And Anyways, Zither uses the string swing system, or string swing holders in their stands, and I thought this is a great kind of matchup. I like the ergonomics of the guitar, the stand. I like the stand. Then I did the slick guitar review, and that was sent to me by a viewer. His name is Ballant, and Ballant is just a great guy, and he wanted me to review the guitars. I have done 2 slick reviews. Both videos were Ballant he's just a fan of the guitars. He really enjoyed them, and he said, have you ever thought about reviewing them? They weren't on my radar, and he sent them to me. Next, I did the Paul's SE versus Paul's Core guitar. I was really impressed with the SE, so much so that as much as I love that Paul's Core guitar, I just couldn't keep thinking about how good that SE was versus the Paul's guitar. So, what's interesting is that led to a different purchase, which we'll explain in a minute. Then I did the Dano Electro 59 NOS Anniversary, which is the blue guitar. If you guys know, I have a thing for the 59 NOSs. I think I have one. Yeah, I do. I'm behind me right now. That's a black one, and that's because I like them. This one I bought used, and I have a used one plus the new one. I did have a red one. I did a video. That video did really successful, and I gave that to a patron. Because I like the guitars, but I just didn't need to see the need for 3 of them. So still love the guitar, still have the guitar. It's really good. Next, I did the Firma bass by Ibanez. Not only do I still have it, I'm actually afraid sometimes I put it out, but I keep it in the case. It's one of the few guitars that I put in the case and then I pull it out of the case, play it and put it back in, just because it's just something special to me and I really like the instrument. Then I did the Paoletti guitar. Now the Paoletti guitar is a Italian-made guitar that's made from 300-year-old wine barrels. This one was different because this is, I had somebody helping me on the channel. I had my buddy Mike, and Mike had talked to Paoletti, and he had, agreed to have them send out the guitar and let me check it out. And so what was cool about that is, that's not a guitar I would, as you guys know, I think I've talked about this, a lot of times I say no. I say no way more than I say yes. So I can't say yes to every project. I wish I could do a video every day. I just can't. And so it was really cool because it was definitely something that for me, it was a little out of the comfort zone, and it was just a really cool guitar. I still have it, and I still like it. Next, I did the LPD Saguaro pedal and fuzz. Those are from Lawrence Petros pedals. That was really cool. Lawrence and I split the cost of going to the NAMM show this year. Lawrence Petros from LPD Pedals, as you guys know, he's a friend of mine, friend of the channel, great pedal builder, lives in my hometown. And what happened was this year, 2019, when we went to the NAMM show, I asked him if he wanted to go. We split the gas and the hotel and the cost to go, because it's a nice way to save money since we're both small business owners. Not everything's about, just throwing your money away. And what was great was, when we were done, I asked him, I said, instead of paying me his half of the cost, would he like to barter in pedals? Because I like pedals. And those are 2 of the pedals he bartered with me. He actually gave me a couple, but those are the 2 I ended up doing the video of, and very cool pedals. Still have them, still enjoy them. Then of course, there was the big video, the Harley Benton 212 review. Essentially, you could buy their cabinet and speakers less than you could buy speakers, because it's true. A lot of people gave a lot of theories on that. I actually had a personal conversation with the guys at Tonewood about the cabinet and about why the cabinet is so cheap, considering you can buy the cabinet and speakers for the same price or less than the actual speakers, and they are the actual speakers that you buy online. In other words, if you buy speakers from Sweetwater, Tolman, Guitar Center, those are the same 2 Celestion Vintage 30s that you would get in the Harley Benton cabinet. Tolman explained to me that they just buy about 5,000 of those cabinets at a time. That's about 10,000 speakers for that one product SKU, and that gives them a lot of buying power, and that's what it did. They just buy that down. They just buy so much in bulk. The next video I did was the Harley Benton acoustic. Again, this is what a lot of you guys asked me to review Harley Benton, because it's one of the most dominant products out in the YouTube realm, and I decided to review that. I checked out their acoustic, which is, in my opinion, was made in the same factory as what the Fender CD60s and the Washburn D10s and D20s are made in, and it was a very good acoustic guitar. Obviously, I didn't keep it because I have some higher-end acoustics, so it just went on its way. But it was a good acoustic. It just wasn't for me. It's for someone who's looking for a budget acoustic. Next, I did the Friedman JJ Jr. That's right, I got a Friedman JJ Jr., and I'm very happy I did. I've been using it in all the videos. I absolutely love it. In fact, so much so that I got rid of my Runt 20, and I'm going to get rid of my PT20 because I just like that one the best. Then I did the John Mayer guitar. Now the John Mayer guitar was simple. I got the John Mayer guitar because of the Paul's guitars. I really enjoyed the Paul's guitars. They had this coil split Fender tone that I thought sounded really good, and it just really kind of stuck with me, the sound. I just wanted the sound of that guitar. So I got the John Mayer, and I can tell you right now, I still have the John Mayer. I love the John Mayer, and it's the sound. Like I said, the guitar plays great, it feels great, but it's ultimately the sound. When I plug into it at night, I plug it in my deluxe reverb, it just has a tone that I really like. It's a really fat Fender Strat with all the high-end chime. This is great. It's a great guitar. Then I did the Ibanez AZ. Now this is a really funny one because some of you guys know this. I went to Germany for the TGU event and I fell in love with an Ibanez AZ and I bought it. And I came home and I was in love and I was smitten and I loved it. It's the red one. I still have it. I still love it. Then I did the Dano Electro Longhorn bass. There's just something about the old Dano Electro particle board. I'm just being sarcastic. The fiber board guitars that I just dig. There's just a tone that I love, and that bass is definitely it. And so they sent me that bass and I love it. I've been using it nonstop since I got it. I highly recommend if you're looking for a short scale bass. As ugly, as weird as that thing is, it's just got some mojo. So then I did the Journey guitar, and that's the carbon fiber acoustic guitar. And that's a great guitar because I was looking for a guitar that essentially could take the elements, you know what I mean, take a beating, and that thing takes a beating for sure. And it's a cool guitar, it's a travel guitar. Then I reviewed the famous television guitar. I can tell you right now, if there was only two guitars that I would keep forever, it's my green Strat and it's that famous television guitar. Even though it has P90s and the Strat has humbuckers, for some reason, those two guitars, every time I pick them up, it's just effortless. It's easy to play, it's easy to create. There's just something about those guitars. There's something beyond the quality of them. It's the personal connection to them. There's just something about those instruments. They connected with me in every way. Then I did the more EQ pedal. That's the one that can make a guitar sound like it has different pickups. I didn't think it did a good job, but it was a great EQ pedal. And I highly suggest it. If you're looking for an affordable EQ pedal, one of the best EQ pedals I tried out. Very cool that it does presets. Very cool price point. But as a pickup simulator thing, it wasn't my bag of tea. I did a video where I reviewed a made in Japan Jackson, and it was a nice conversation to talk about that. I still have the Jackson. In fact, it's right in front of me, and I love it. And it's a cool guitar. It was fun, and I got it for a sweet song. I think I paid $350 for it. Very cool, fun guitar to have. So there's the easy on that. Then I did the Sweetwater largest pedal board in the world record set by Rob Scallon pedal board, and Sweetwater sent me a pedal board like they did like 30 other channels. I got to pick the pedal board. I picked it because there were some pedals I want. If you look behind me, this is the pedal board right here, and you can see I've changed it. This is not the pedals. The pedal that I was blown away in the video, which is the Friedman Motor City, you can see I'm still using that. In fact, that's the only one. Out of all the pedals that came on it, that was the one that stuck with me. That's the pedal I like the absolute most. But what I ended up doing with it is I have some of the pedals here. Oh, actually, no, the SD1 was on there. So the SD1 and the Friedman, these two pedals, I still use these. I did a giveaway. I gave one away to my patrons. I gave one away to a friend because a lot of people really enjoyed the fact that they could be part of this event too. I'll probably give away another one of the pedals to a patron. It was really fun, you know, kind of thing to do. I wrote a little letter saying it was part of the pedal board. It was really cool. So, so ultimately kept the pedal board because I love it. Kept some of the pedals that I liked off of it. A lot of YouTubers told me they were going to keep theirs intact, I guess, for the thing. You know, I don't know. To me, I got to use it. So it's you know, you can't have just stuff laying around. Then I did the X Sonic, and the X Sonic is a cool pedal. We did some giveaways. We gave away two, one to viewers like you and one to patrons. And the X Sonic was a cool pedal. I still use an X Sonic pedal. In fact, it's my go-to with my laptop, and I've been using it since. No question about it. I just like it. I like how rugged it is, and I like keeping it in my bag with my laptop. Then I did the Axion Ibanez extended scale guitar. And what I learned from that guitar is I'm just not an extended scale person. I'm not into the extended scale guitars. I'm not into baritone guitars. It's just not my thing. I'm more of a traditional 25 and a half inch scale or 24 3/4 scale guitar person. So, you know, that's what happened to that. What else? Then I did the Black Spirit. Now, I did the Black Spirit floor pedal. I don't own a Black Spirit floor pedal. When I was in Germany, Hughes and Kidner asked me if I would do a video of the Black Spirit, and it was easy for me because before I did that video, I already had the Black Spirit head. Love the Black Spirit head. Still using the Black Spirit head. So then I did the Harley Benton Fusion guitar. That's a cool guitar as well too. And all the Harley Bentons I've picked up so far have been pretty cool. I got one that was damaged. Obviously, I couldn't review that one. And but unfortunately, I think that's the end of the road for Harley Benton. They let me know that they're not sending guitars out to YouTubers anymore. So then I did my Ibanez AZ Prestige versus Premium, and that was a crazy video because I said it in the video and I stay with it now. I still have both those guitars. In fact, I have all three AZs, Ibanez AZs. I still like all three of them. And without a doubt, I like the Premium that I have more than my two Prestiges. And a lot of people, I've watched a ton of reviews talking about, you know, they didn't like the Premium, there was issues, but I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. My Premium is perfect. Anyone that comes over and plays it can tell you the frets are dead on, the guitar plays like butter, it sounds great. It's just a fun, great guitar. I really enjoy it. Then I did the Tajima guitar. That was a connection. If you guys noticed, I went to San Diego. I did a video with Marty Schwartz from Marty's Music. We picked out a guitar for a beginner that would use. It happened to be a Tajima. And that guitar was so good that when I got back, I couldn't stop thinking about Tajima. So I ordered and I bought that Tajima off Reverb. It's a very cool guitar. I still have it. So then I did the Charvel DK24 in the Army Green, is what we're gonna call it. And I still have that guitar. It's a really cool guitar. I play it pretty often. It's a really good guitar. Other than it got a little bit of fret sprout after about a week of being here, which I corrected, but just something to mention. I thought that was a little strange because it's a roasted neck. But since then I've had two customers bring me Charvels for setup, and both those Charvel DK24s had to have fret sprout correction. So it might be just because I live in a dry climate, or it could be just the guitars. I'm not sure. Then I did the Thomas Blug Amp 1. Very cool product. I was very excited about it because, like, how do you not love an amp that weighs almost nothing and is loud and you can take it in a backpack? It's a really cool idea. A lot of people in the video said it was kind of expensive. I don't disagree. For a solid state amp, it's kind of pricey. I would love to see it in a less price point too, but that being said, I still like the product and I still have it. So very cool amp for sure. I did the PRS Hollow Body SE. That's a new model, and it was an interesting guitar because it's the first PRS SE electric guitar that's made in China. And my understanding is they're now going to make the hollow bodies in China and the acoustic guitars are made in China, and the rest of the SE lines will be still made in Indonesia. So that's a little update, something since the video, since that was a question that happened in the video, was is that a change that's going to happen across the lines? And it looks like just the hollow bodies and acoustics. That guitar was really nice. In fact, what happened was PRS reached out and said, hey, do you want to review it? And I said, yeah, of course, because I wanted to check it out. They sent it to me. I was really impressed. In fact, when I sent it back, I even sent an email. It's probably the nicest SE I've ever played. It really elevated the line of those guitars for me. Then I did the Mojo Tone 5E3 amp. And you guys know I did one from StewMac as well, and the StewMac video will be out in about a week or so. Just have to edit because I have to do the cut-ins of the two comparison amps of the kits. It was fun to build the amps. I was very excited about both. I still have both. I highly recommend you do a kit if you ever thought about doing it, because it was, I don't want to say dare say life-changing, but I will say it was a very interesting learning process to do this, and I feel better for it in every way, and I enjoy it, and I like talking about it. Mine in particular, because I put my own name on it, my little badge on it and stuff, and it's kind of cool. It's a cool thing when people come over and get to talk about. Then I did the video, which is the Kiesel, Nags, and Vola guitars. Those are three guitars that I accumulated throughout this year based on constant talk from you guys about you know, what you guys thought. A couple interesting things to note about that. First of all, I just want to let you know how great this is. That video is the second most viewed video on YouTube of a Vola guitar. So that's really cool. We hit some kind of milestone there. That's really cool. Now, I bought those guitars because I was curious. You guys talked about them. They were guitars I really hadn't put my hands on. They were three strange guitars. I had never played any of those three guitars before, and I thought, let's do it. Let's accumulate them and do it. Now, when I bought them, I didn't think to do the video like all three guitars. What happened was I was traveling and I was busy, and then I got one and I was able to do the video, and then I got another one and wasn't able to do the video. And then when I had all three, I thought, well, why not compare the three and talk about them. So that being said, I still have all three, although I think the only one I'm going to keep for now is the Kiesel, and maybe the Nags, but probably not. Just probably the Kiesel, and it's only just because the Kiesel is different. It's in my collection. The Nags is great, but I feel like I have that kind of guitar covered, and the Vola is great, but again, I kind of feel like I have that guitar covered as well too. But I'm still excited that I got to do the experience and share it with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think sometimes doing videos like that, although they don't make sense financially to do the videos like that all the time, I feel like they have more impact in our community because we don't have to rely on a company sending me a product to do a video. You know, it's something that you guys thought was cool. I obviously thought was cool because I put my own money behind it, and I don't know, gives us cool stuff. So there you go. Then I did the Glary video. The Glary video was fun because they reached out to me and you guys were talking about that. Guitars, they seem to be everywhere with YouTubers. I'm still really impressed with that Glary guitar. I've since now talked to about 24 people who got Glary guitars, and I can honestly say I think about 80% of them said the guitar is just fantastic, and the other 20% are like, not so much, which is what I expect. I think if you buy a $65 guitar off the internet, I think if you're not expecting that you're taking a 50-50 chance on whether or not it's going to be good or not, that's the only sane way to look at that. Okay, so that was all the products I reviewed or talked about this year for the most part. If I missed any, it's only just because when I was scanning through, maybe I missed something. I try to do at least 90% of the stuff I talked about this year and give you a reference of whether I still think about it or what I like about it. The one thing that I was really impressed with was this year I was able to do even more non-gear review videos, in other words, instructional or informational videos, than I did the year before. And I really got to thank the Patreons for making that happen. Without them, I couldn't do as many instructional or informational videos as I do. And with that being said, I'd like to thank all of you, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. We hit some pretty impressive milestones this year. We're about to hit 250,000 subscribers on the channel. We are coming up on 60 million views on this channel in just a few years, which is very impressive for a gear channel. And the podcast on iTunes and all the other platforms is growing to the point where it's outpacing the channel, so in views. So it's impressive to see how big the community has gotten, but more importantly, how still very, very tight the community is, and how kind they are. It's really nice. I'm really proud of this, and I'm really proud of you guys, and I want to thank you so much. It's a fun gig when it's working right. It's a great gig. And on that note, I'll let you guys go. And until the next time, know your gear.